I just wanted to do a quick rundown on what projects we might be doing here in the new year. This Jeep I'm trying to sell, but there's a few more things that we need to do to it. That truck, my old utility truck back there, I'm trying to sell, and I keep doing a few more things to try to make it more appealing to buyers every now and then, and put a little bit more money into it to make it more appealing, and nothing's working. But I think maybe we'll have to do some more to that. I don't know. This trailer over here I'd like to do something with. I'm not sure just what yet, but I'm sure that won't be very exciting. Right now it's just holding a lot of my spare parts and tools just randomly there. These two RAV4s over here, this is an interesting experience. You will see these coming up on the channel, and their stories behind them and what's going on with them. Basically, these two cars are going to become one. Of course, there's our service truck. This thing just drove from Florida to Pennsylvania and then back to Florida again after we kind of rebuilt parts of it on the channel here, and she looks a little different than before she started the journey. And that's the tires, wheels. She's got some new baloney skins on the front. Anyway, it was an adventure. Our El Camino, which has been on the channel almost since the start of the channel, she's just been going along faithfully, and well, she needs a little bit of maintenance that I haven't had time to do, and I probably don't take care of her as well as I should. And well, somebody has left this window down a little bit, which isn't a good thing, and she could really use a wash, but I'm sure we'll see more of her on the channel. She's been a real faithful girl and very dependable rig. She needs a little bit of body work. This needs cut out and repaired, which is on my list, but it's pretty low priority, even though it should be higher priority. We got some paint and body issues, but anybody who's watched my channel will know that paint and body is definitely not my priority. There's a little bit of issue in this front door here. That's fine. Those are all just cosmetic things. But she just runs and drives like a champ. Maybe in the future we'll do some body work on this thing. Body work's generally pretty boring, and when I do it, I don't film a lot of it. But if anybody really wants to see body work on this thing, let me know, and I can do, you know, maybe a short video on it. I don't know, but that's low priority. Maybe coming up in the future. I don't know. She needs a little bit of body work. This needs cut out and repaired, which is on my list, but it's pretty low priority, even though it should be higher priority. We got some paint and body issues, but anybody who's watched my channel will know that paint and body is definitely not my priority. There's a little bit of issue in this front door here. That's fine. Those are all just cosmetic things. But she just runs and drives like a champ. Maybe in the future we'll do some body work on this thing. Body work's generally pretty boring, and when I do it, I don't film a lot of it. But if anybody really wants to see body work on this thing, let me know, and I can do, you know, maybe a short video on it. I don't know, but that's low priority. Maybe coming up in the future. I don't know. Our Jeep patches. There's just a few more things we need to do to that. One is resolve some electrical gremlins. I've got a video on that coming up. Anybody who's ever owned a Chrysler product or a Jeep XJ in general will know that, well, electrical gremlins they're a thing. So we'll be going through this and making the electrical system very dependable. And also, we probably are going to maybe at least make some of these body panels the same color. Maybe try to keep some of the patina look on it that nobody seems to want these days, but that's fine. We'll maybe get to that. Then there is Svetlana, our faithful tractor. She needs some maintenance and improvements. One of the big things is the windshield that I keep putting off, but it is starting to disintegrate for like the 6th time, so we're going to have to resolve that at some point. I have to save up money for a sheet of plexiglass or something. It's like a, you know, $100, couple $100 maybe for a sheet of plexiglass, and I just don't have that to spend on things like that right now. But hopefully in the coming year we will be fixing that. I've been putting that off for a long time, but I'd really like to get that done. I'd also like to get the windshield wiper working and operating when that time comes. And power steering. I have started planning and buying some parts to put power steering on this, and at some point in the future I will show you what our solution for that is. It's going to be a little unorthodox, I think, but it'd really be nice to have power steering during low speed operations, things especially like backing up and things like that. It'll just be a little nicer, especially because I use this thing for precision operations, like, you know, dropping in engines and pulling engines and things like that, and even moving trailers around. It'd be nice to have a little bit more, you know, fine control over the steering when you're trying to back up trailer ball. But so we've still got some projects coming for Svetlana in the future, so stay tuned for those as well. Also coming up, and I have no idea when this will be coming up, this 427 tall deck Chevy engine, which I would like to build and possibly find a home for at some point in maybe one of my projects, or maybe a future vehicle, daily driver. But this is going to be a fun project that I don't know when I will get to, because I don't have very much space or very good facilities for building engines. But at some point we will be dealing with this engine. I just don't know when. So this truck is currently for sale. I am having a real hard time selling it, which it's a great running, driving, operating vehicle. It's just got a few cosmetic issues, but you could put this thing on the road tomorrow, and if you wanted to run it as a service truck. But you know, it's not a terrible vehicle. I have a hard time understanding why it's been so difficult to sell. People seem to want a perfect vehicle for a few $1,000s, and I don't quite understand it, but it is what it is. If I can't sell this, there's a couple ideas that I'm playing with, and one of them is using it as a test bed for a potential diesel project, because ultimately I would like to improve this truck either with a better gas engine or my original goal was to put a diesel engine in that, of, well, unconventional type, but I haven't found that engine yet. And if I still have this truck at that point, I could use this for a test bed and get everything fitted and see if anything needs modified, and actually drop it in here and run it before I take my service truck off the road, since that's my, you know, that's my actual rig I use to repair things. So I'd rather not have that down for very long. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to become of this truck, honestly. If I can sell it and make some money to put into some other projects or future projects, that would be nice. I am going to have to replace some of the wheels and tires. I need to keep some of these 16-inch wheels to match some of the ones that are now patched together on that truck. And I'm going to put some of these wheels and tires that were on the blue truck onto this one. So it will not be having these wheels and tires, all of them, for very long. I'm also going to keep those center caps because, well, if you wanted a nice, you know, looking center cap on your wheel for a cheap truck, that time has passed. I tried and nobody wanted it, so I'll be keeping the center caps now, since I have that style wheel on that truck, and I'll be keeping them to make that truck maybe look just a tad nicer. So that's just a little bit of what we have coming up in the new year here, and there's some other things we're going to be doing that I have down the pipeline. There's a Toyota Sequoia we're going to be rebuilding the entire AC system on. That may or may not interest you, but I just figured since I was doing it, I would video it anyway. That's how some of these projects end up. Maybe it'll help somebody out. There will be some more things we're doing, but that's pretty much just a quick rundown. If you want to see any of these projects and more, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know if any of these projects interest you, and I can maybe move them up or down in the pipeline accordingly. And as always, thanks for watching.